Do you agree with me? If you do, we then need to find out how and in what ways we can make long-lasting friends. As it is not pleasant for us to have enemies, it is also not pleasant to others if we become their enemies. It is very clear that we cannot make genuine friends with anger, hatred, hostility, deception, lying, or any other unethical means. Unethical means are the means of war against the rights of others. When we breach the rights of others, we won't be able to build friendship with them. Friendship necessitates respect, kindness, sacrifice, forgiveness, patience, and self-control. All these are saying to us that we need to stay away from any person or belief that teaches us hatred, anger, violence, or any unethical behavior against others who do not think our way. We need to stay away from them because not only do they ruin friendship in our societies, but in our own families too. Simply hating others is not just hating others. By planting a seed of hatred in your heart, you're planting it in your own family also. Let me give you an example. The Prophet of Islam encouraged Muslims to hate pagans and the followers of other religions. That hatred motivated them to force all non-Muslims in the Arabian Peninsula to become Muslims and also to kill those who did not want to join Islam. All of Saudi Arabia was fully made subject to Islam, and there were no non-Muslim left over whom to practice their hatred. Did that hatred disappear? No. The hatred which was planted in the hearts of Muslims against non-Muslims in the early mission of Islam bore the fruit of hatred in Islam's own children, divided Muhammad's own family, created hostility among them and the future Muslim generations. That hatred created Sunni and Shia, which have been shedding the blood of each other for 1400 years since the rise of Islam. Isn't it strange? You think that by planting the seed of hatred in your heart against others, you will only hurt others. But that's not the whole case. You will hurt yourself and your own family too. Hatred makes others antagonistic and also poisons the hater. That's why Jesus Christ says in his gospel that we should not hate even our enemies, but love them and pray for them. Unfortunately, Islam opens the door wide to hatred and violence at every level of relationship among Muslims, and thereby becomes a threat to sincere love and respect. When a Muslim follows the order of the Quran and beats the mother of his children, the children of that mother are not going to learn love and respect from the hostility of their father, but bitterness and anger. That anger and hostility will impact children's behaviors and make them unfriendly to one another and others. If the Quran taught families a true love, that true love between a husband and a wife would not make one superior to the other, but make them one unified body so that they could love each other as their own body despite differences. Hands, legs, eyes, all other members of one body are different from one another. They carry the same value for the body, love and complement each other, and work in harmony in order to make a unified and healthy body. The members in a family must be similar to the members in a body. If a husband beats his wife, his family cannot be a healthy and loving family. Therefore, you will not be able to establish a loving, caring, and successful family unless you adopt and practice the best family values. This means that you need to start to become nicer, more respectful, kind, and forgiving to your spouse who has a significant role in running the family with you. The truth is that only Jesus Christ can give you the best family values and form such a unity. Marriage from the viewpoint of the gospel of Jesus Christ is a model of such unity between a husband and a wife, which reveals their heavenly excellence. For Jesus Christ, marriage is not to make a man superior to his wife, but a godlike man who becomes more compassionate and loving to his wife as he is to his own body. We saw in an earlier episode how renowned Muslim scholars belittle women in the family and equate them with animals. If the Quran did not ask them to beat their wives, they wouldn't end up calling their wives animals, justifying their ugly behaviors. In your family, you need friends, not enemies. With superiority to your wife or beating her, you will not be able to make a friend. For this reason, you need to leave the Quran and follow the gospel of Jesus Christ. The Quran also becomes the cause of disunity and hostility in a family with legalizing polygamy. When you follow the order of the Quran and have more than one wife, that polygamy will create disharmony and jealousy among the members of your family. As a Muslim, you may say, yes, polygamy creates disharmony simply when the husband is unable to behave justly or establish justice among his wives. If a husband is just, there will not be any problem. Really? Muslims believe that Muhammad was fully equipped to establish justice in his family. If this were the case, why wasn't there harmony between him and his wives? Let me give you an example from the Quran. Surah Tahrim speaks about the existing disharmony between Muhammad and his wives. You see that even the most just man in Islam was unable to have a happy and loving love with polygamy. From the beginning of creation, God knew that polygamy would not create love and friendship. Otherwise, he would have created many Eves for Adam. But he created one wife for Adam and created one husband for Eve. I myself have come from a polygamous family. And I have also witnessed many other polygamous Muslim families whose problems were way more than the problems of the Muslim families with one wife. Polygamy creates disharmony and hostility. This not only creates problems between spouses, but also within family relationships. We need to attach ourselves to the gospel of Jesus Christ, which brings harmony, love, and friendliness in a family when one husband and one wife unite with one another and love each other wholeheartedly. The Quran also creates enemies by encouraging children to become disrespectful to their fathers and disregard their parenthood. These are not positive values. Children need to be respectful to their parents. The Quran in Surah At-Tawbah, verse 23 says that you should not be respectful to your father if he is not committed to Islam. This order of the Quran is not going to build a healthy family. Your father deserves your respect. He has worked hard, fed you day and night so that you could grow and become a father or mother yourself. How can you expect your children to be kind to you while you reject your own father simply because he is not committed to your belief and does not think or believe your way? On the other hand, how can you expect others to be friendly to you while you are hostile to your own father who is closer to you than others? Let me raise another question. Wasn't your father created by God with freedom of choice to choose any belief he likes? You don't have the right to be disrespectful to your father. Respect him no matter what he believes. Fatherhood and motherhood are so much important to God of the Bible. God uses the example of a father and a mother in the Bible and tells us that he loves us like a mother or a father. The true God never asks you to disrespect your father and become his enemy. You need a friend in your family, not an enemy. For this reason, you need to avoid these instructions of the Quran and respect the freedom of your family members for whatever belief they want to choose. Actually, you will act against God if you do not value others' God-given freedom, but impose your views or beliefs on them. Also, when you follow the order of the Quran and kill your non-Muslim relatives and neighbors, it means that you are closing the door to friendship, but opening it wide to hatred, revenge, and hostility. Such a hatred never ends. The hostility between you and others will never end unless you and your family leave Islam, follow a loving belief, and love and respect your neighbors as yourself. Otherwise, your unfriendly behavior will impact the neighborhood negatively and will close the door to sincere friendship and care. The Quran also teaches that you are better than others. This teaching will never allow you to have a sincere friend in your life. The Quran says in Surah Ali Imran, verse 110, that Muslims are better than non-Muslims. How can you become better than a Jew or a Christian or others if you are also a sinner like them? How can a sinner be better than other sinners? Sinners are all the same in the eyes of God. On the other hand, true friendship necessitates humility, kindness, and equality, which the Quran ignores. It is for this reason you will fight against tenderness in friendship if you follow Islam. Let me finish my talk by giving you one more reason that Islam closes the door to tenderness and thereby to friendship. Islam commands that you should not benefit from music, but act against it. Music is from God. Music is soft and tender and prepares tender hearts. The harmony between the voices and the sounds of instruments is to express feelings and emotions in beautiful and loving ways. Music in general strengthens friendship. Music is food to a grievous heart, but Islam fights against these tender means. All the things you have heard in this message about Islam are dictatorial behaviors. Such behaviors are only to strengthen dictatorship, which closes the door to peace, love, and friendship. With Islam, it will be difficult for you if you desire to live in peace and harmony. You need Jesus and his gospel.